Hey y'all, so today I'm gonna make a blanket that's gonna be for one of my battle buddies, and I've been looking all over YouTube to see if I can try to make what I'm trying to make, pretty much like two different blocks in one, like two different sizes of square and square, but I don't know, I couldn't find the one that actually made sense to me. So I'm gonna make one that makes sense to me. Let me show you what I got. I made the design, I sketched it out and did some errors and fixtures and all that good stuff. So let me show you what I got. Alright, so this is what I am calling it: big square, little square, and a square. So here's my big square. Here's my little square, and then this is it right here: big square, little square. Kind of broke it down, and then here's like how to do them. And so far I put this yardage, or this the length of the materials of each square. At this time frame, it may not be accurate. It's probably gonna be a little bit too much, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. So anyways, this is what I want. So right now I'm starting out with the A block, and that is pretty much, it's starting out with a 10-inch square. Hey, there it goes. It's starting out with a 10-inch square, and number 2 is it's honey buns, or the honey bun strips, or 1.5-inch strips, and just sew it, all the way around. And just in case if anybody doesn't know how to sew those, or in case if I forget, that's what I pretty much did. So number 1 is obviously the layer cake, the 10-inch squares, and 2 are the honey buns, or the 1.5-inch strips. So you're pretty much going to sew first on the sides, then you're going to turn it, and then that's how it looks like right there. And then you're going to sew the other 2 sides, and then you're done. Bam. Like, that's too easy for me. And then block B, which is this part, which is this piece, you're going to get, stop. Okay, there it goes. So you're going to get your other 3 materials for it, and in the middle, you're going to cut it to 4-inch squares, because that's what I wrote, 4-inch squares. So that's going to be your middle, which is going to be that right there. And then on the sides is going to be the number 4, and those I put 3-inch strips. And of course it says right there, 3-inch strips, too easy. So you're going to sew those on the sides, you're going to turn it, and then this is how it looks like now. And then you're going to sew the number 4s again, so that way it'll go all the way around the little square. And then you're going to turn it again, so then you turn it again. And then now you got the number 5, the 2.5-inch strips, or the jelly rolls, and you're going to sew those again, sew those on the sides, then you turn it again, and then now it looks like that. And then you're going to do the other 2 sides, you're going to sew those 2 together, and then bam, you're done. So once you're done making all of these squares and all of these squares, and in order to make that, all you're going to do is going to cut it in half. So you're going to cut it in half. Now with mine, because I'm doing an A&M quilt, okay, so I have directional for this one, so I need to be careful of how I'm cutting it. So I don't want to cut it like this, and then this is going to be sideways like that. If I'm going to have it, I got to cut it like this. And I'll show you later on in the quilt of how I'm envisioning it. But as you can see right now, I'm still with block A, so I'm putting in the honey buns, or the 1.5-inch strips, onto my layer cake, or 10-inch squares. So once I'm done with that, oh, and also, let's see if I can back up. I'm chain piecing it onto one big long strip. So that's what I'm doing right there. So I will be right back. Okay, so I am done sewing up the borders on the first block. One thing that I am gonna say is, so instead, you know how normally we iron the seams to the dark side, which, you know, would be tucked in on this thing. Well, I don't want it to be like that. That'll be kind of a little bit too much bulk. So I'm just gonna iron it out. So on the first block, make sure you iron out. So that way it won't be too bulky. See, like that. See? Just like that. Alright, just another little tip real quick to do, because it is a process of me learning and messing up, so that way you won't mess up. Alright. Oh, little baby. Alright, so here are all my A blocks right here. Alright. A block. Bam. A block. Bam. Alright, now it's time for the B blocks. Alright. Oh my lord, that's a lot of A blocks. But it has to be done. He wants a big blanket, so I need to make him a big blanket. Alright. B block. Let's see. Oh, and just to give you a heads up of a realistic visual, this is how it's gonna look like. Ooh, pretty. So, that's it. So, I will get started on the B block, which is 4 inches of, what am I using in the middle? What did I use in the middle? Black. So I need to cut 4-inch strips on the black. I need to cut 3-inch strips on, wait, is this one at 1, 2, 3? Yeah. On this one. And some jelly rolls, 2.5-inch strips on the maroon. So that's these. Bam. So I will start sewing all those bad boys up. And like I said, I already have it all, the directions how to sew them together. Bam. So I shall be back. Okay, so I just remembered, or I just thought of what I just said. So when I said 4-inch strips, what I meant to say was 4-inch strips and then subcut another 4 inches to make 4-inch squares. So just in case if somebody was like, what is he talking about? But yeah, just little, oops, sorry, just little 4-inch squares for the middle of the small square in a square. And I have no idea why I said that these I was gonna cut 3 inches, or not 3 inches. Yeah, I don't know why. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I don't know why I said I was gonna cut these 3 inches to put. But this one is actually the jelly roll, which is going to be the border, which is the outside border. And then the maroon one is going to be the 3-inch, which is going to be right next to the black square. So like I said, I have no idea what I was thinking about. Oh man, I got it all wet. That's alright. Just steam it out. But let me just show you real quick. Yeah, see. There you go. So the maroon one, that's going to be right next to the square, to the black square, is going to be 3 inches. Okay, so it's going to be like that. and then this one is going to be the border around it. So let me go ahead and start that up and just show you a couple of squares on that. So, but I pretty much got quite a bit already ready. I've been working on it. So, but this is what I have so far, and I'm just kind of putting them all in, like I said, in directional ways. But this is how the second square, the B square, is going to be. Just like that. Bam. So that's the B square. So this is the 4-inch square, 4 inches square. This is the 3-inch strip, and this is the 2.5-inch strip, or the jelly roll. Okay, so just in case. And then, like I said, this one, these are the ones that I'm cutting out, you know, like I said, in directionals. So, and you know, like I said, don't want it to be cut the wrong way, but this is pretty much it right there of how it's going to be. Then once I put it onto the quilt, this is how it's going to be. So far I've already done 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. I've already done 3 rows. So I guess I don't know what else to. Oh yeah. Okay. So now I actually need a couple of more squares, a couple of more big square, little square, and a square. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Oh Lord. So, but yeah, I pretty much already showed y'all how to do this one, the big square, and I guess I can show y'all how to do the little square, but I really don't need any more little squares, but I'll go ahead and do one anyways, so that way, just in case if anybody's like, oh, I don't know how to do it. So alright, let me get started. Okay, now to start off with the little square, go ahead and get your 4x4 square. You probably won't be able to see it that well with my sewing machine being black. Hold on, let me see if I can take out this little. There we go. Alright, so I just ironed that out a little bit, that little crease. Alright, there we go, now it's a little bit flatter. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take my maroon, and I'm just going to leave it in one big strip so I can chain piece it. And as I said before, chain piece, you can just sew it and then just move it a little bit and sew it and move it a little bit, so that way, you know, 1, you won't waste that much thread, and 2, it keeps me a little bit more organized, so that's why I like to chain piece. And then, you know, match up the corners, and then go ahead and sew 1/4 inch right here on the edge, and then just keep on going, just chain piece, add another square, add another square. Obviously I can't sew, or maybe I can put my foot down. Yeah, it's hard doing it with one hand. Okay, so I am gonna go ahead and sew this. Oh my gosh, I'm like totally out of view, totally out of everything, and I totally suck. So yeah, go ahead and comment below how much I suck, but kind of be nice. So, and oh yeah, sorry, I got a little sore throat. It's the weather, pretty much. I think it's the cold front coming in or something, and unfortunately, with me as a Texan, I'm not very good with cold. Anything below 70 degrees is too cold for me. So there you go. But I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And when you're done, you know, do the other side. And when you're done with the other side, you know, it's gonna look like that. You know, the square, the black square, and then you just sewed the maroon on each side, and this is how it's going to look like that. And of course you press it out, press the seams outwards, as I said, to reduce the bulk. And then same thing, just sew right there, chain piece them, sew it 1/4 inch all the way down, just like that, and just keep on doing that with all of these, and then you'll get your big square, or you know, a bigger square with the maroon all the way around the black square. So let me go ahead and do that, and I will be right back. Okay, so just in case if you're not familiar, like I said, with chain piecing, okay, I'm almost done with this one. I'm almost done with this block. I'm gonna keep on going. Just keep it right here, keep it all lined up. Please, Lord Jesus, let this be right. There you go. And then you see how I just keep on going? That's chain piecing. So you're not using that much thread, and you're keeping your blocks organized, keeping them together. And you just keep on going all the way through, and you just add another one, another one. So just in case if I kind of lost y'all on chain piecing or how chain piecing works, that's chain piecing. And then once again, going to the end already. I'm coming up to the end, so I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. Unfortunately, I am left-handed, so and I do everything with my left. Okay, see, just same thing. There it is. Just add it on. There it is. Just make sure that it stays straight. That's why I kind of have this here for my, like a guide for me, mainly for my daughter, for my bumblebee. She likes to sew too, but you know, it's always good for me too. And then, you know, like if you see that, what I do is I just get the material from underneath and then just fix it and then sew right through. So there you go. A couple more tips and tricks for ya. So let me go on ahead, finish this piece up. That piece. Go ahead, cut that off. Go ahead, cut this off. And I'm just kind of, what is that word? Just kind of rough cutting. I'm not really measuring at this point, at this time frame, because we will get to that on the next step after well, come on, dude. After I finish sewing the rest of this to this. So let me go on ahead, finish this step, and then I can show you what to do on the small block. Okay? Oh yeah, and just in case, with me it's a lot easier if I just open this up a little bit, or just open it up completely, so that way I can get it flat, make it flatter when I'm sewing the other side. So just to give you another good, you know, tip, because obviously, like I said, I rather mess up, and I've already messed up, but that's okay. I'll fix that in a little bit. I rather mess up than y'all mess up. So, you know, just another tip on chain piecing. Just keep on trucking. All right. Okay. Now here's another thing that I think y'all need to pay attention on when you're sewing this. Now with mine being solids, it doesn't, you can't really tell what's the right side and what's the good side, not unless if you know for a fact. But since my dumbass forgot to check, see how the seam is out, so this is telling me that this is the wrong side. But obviously I'm not gonna rip the seams. I'm just gonna cut it, you know, right here, because I'm actually almost done with it, and it'll stop about right here. So I just need to cut this and then flip it around the correct way with good sides, and then continue on. So remember to always double check, make sure that the strip that you are sewing onto your block, that it's good side to good side, okay? The good guys together, facing each other. So that's another tip. See, I fuck up, y'all don't. That's a good day for us. Alright, let me continue on. Okay, so now I just finished doing both sides. Now, you know, same thing. Let's set the seam. Open it up. The seams are going to be facing out. So we don't want too much bulk in the middle. There's that. Kind of like finger press it. But I don't do like a badass finger press like Donna Jordan's from Jordan Fabrics. Like her, she's like, see, I can't do that. I ain't got time for that. She's too awesome. So, go on ahead, you know, like I said, the seams outwards. And then I'll show you what to do on the next step. On this square and a square, and a big square, little square, and a square quilt. Alright? Okay, so I just finished ironing out, and now the next thing that we gotta do, this is one of the main crucial parts, I guess you could say, is to square it up. And this needs to be 8.5 inches. So what I figured out is, and I used my shape cut to help me, I put the 2.5 inch, line it up on this side of the black, on this side of the black square, and then the 6 inch, I try to put this as close as I can. Pretty much I just want to get those two lines as close as I can, or not even up to those as much as I can. So like that right there is good. And then this black line right here, I'll just even it up to this square right there. So that's what I'm going to do. So the black is evened up, and the 2.5 and the 6 is about the same distance away from the black. Man, I hope y'all can see this. I really do. So, like I said, I only have my phone. I'm not like super rich or anything. So anywho, alright, and then just shave off on the 0, and shave off on, well, it's supposed to be 8.5, right? Yeah, it should be 8.5. 8.5. Why did it not make it to my 8.5? Let's see. See, now I have to check, make sure I'm giving y'all the right measurements. Okay. Oh no, it is 8. It is 8. See, 8. Yep, it is 8. Okay. I don't know why I was thinking 8.5. Okay. So at the 8 inch mark. Sorry. So 0 and 8 inch mark. Just shave those two off, and then turn it around. Do the same thing. 2.5 right here, and 6 mark right here. If it doesn't measure up like exactly, like try to just even it out as much as you can. Get one of the black lines, line it up right here, and then same thing. Slit it on the 0, if you have one of these, obviously, and slit it at the 8. But if you don't, then you're just pretty much going to square it up at just square it up at 8 inch. 8 inch square is what we're looking for. So pretty much that's it. So let me go ahead and do that, and we'll go to the next step. Alright, sorry guys, had to go check on the door. Brought my scissors because apparently guns are being frowned upon nowadays, which I don't know why. It's not the gun's fault, it's the people who carries the guns. I just don't like it when people knocks on my door that I don't know who they are. So, anywho, alright, we're back out of that. Oh, and by the way, some of the squares, I guess I must have been tired. Some of those squares I measured 8, and then some of them I measured 8.5. But either way, just to let y'all know, either way, it's all going to be the same size, because we're going to square them up with this square, with the A square, the big square. So to me, you know what, honestly, it doesn't matter if it's 8.5 or 8. It's still going to square up to that, because we still have to put that border on. So, which we are going to do right now. Now, if you have directional borders, like this one's a directional border, I want this to be facing inside. So obviously, it's going to look like that. It's going to look like that with the A&M facing inside. So, but if you don't have a directional, then it doesn't really matter. So, you know, and like I said, same thing. Oh, and also make sure that you start on the small side, because there are a couple of them where I started like that, you know, long and where the long side with this. I don't know, to me it just doesn't look right. So just started out right there with the short side with it. Okay, I don't know, to me it looks a little bit better. It looks more like a log cabin kind of thing. So, but same thing, go ahead and, you know, line it up, have a 1/4 inch all the way down, and chain piece it on, you know, add on to it, and then press out the seams, you know, and then do it again on this side, chain piece it and press out the seams, and then just, you know, cut them off, and then I will see you after I'm finished sewing all of these and pressing them out and cutting them all apart. Okay? Alright. Okay, now, so I just finished doing the sides on the last border, and I pressed everything out. So you see how the seams are pressed out away from the center, you know, so that way to reduce bulk, pretty much. Alright, so we got A, we got B. So since A is directional and I'm having it done in a specific way, and of course I have it all crazy right now, but let's see. Okay, so this is the last square right here. So this is how it's supposed to look like. So since it's directional, let me bring A. Okay, so since it's directional, this is what I've been doing. I've been kind of laying it like that, and then I'll fold it like that, because this is the side that we're gonna be using, and then have it like that. Oh, excuse me, good grief. And that's my kids arguing in the background like always. Okay, oh, let me back up a little bit. Okay, so this is where we're gonna draw our line. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. This one just happens to be like almost right on the dot on the size of it. There you go. So we got that, and we're gonna draw a line from right here to right there, because we're gonna be getting 2 half square triangles on this. So I'll get my marker, and you can use one of those markers that can erase, you know, with heat, but I don't have that at this time frame. But I am going to go ahead and mark it from point A to point B. That's going to be my guideline. Remember, so 1/4 inch on one side of the line, so 1/4 inch on the other side of the line. Cut on the line, and you're going to have 2 half square triangles, and of course one of them is going to be the correct size. So let me go ahead and mark it real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, and I just marked it. There's the line. And then if you want a little bit extra secure, I got some little pins. Let me see if I can do it with one hand. Oh Lord Jesus, please give it the strength I need to pin it with one hand. Oh, and please don't poke me, because it hurts. Oh yay. Okay, so I got one side, and the other side. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and take this to the sewing machine. And my kids are still arguing. Oh, Lord. Alright, let me go ahead and turn on my sewing machine. Let's go ahead. And my guideline is going to be right here. Oops, sorry. Sorry, guys. My guideline is going to be right here at the edge of the foot, which is going to be my 1/4 inch. And then just zip through it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And let me see if I can do it real quick. Okay, hold on. Alright, let's see if I can do this. Come on, dude. There we go. Stupid thing. That's what happens when you're doing it with one hand. Okay, there we go. So, just guide it. Like I said, my line is guiding right here at the edge of the foot. Oops, 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 oops. Okay. And then I'm almost at the end. I'm gonna whip it around. Pick it up. Whip that bad boy around. And you'll be doing this to all of your... Oh, there you go. Okay. You'll be doing this to all of your squares. All of your A's together with your B's. Alright, let's get this bad boy going. Oh, I suck on the other side. And just try your best. Like I said, I'm doing it with one hand, and I suck, obviously, with one hand. Okay, now I can breathe. Cut that bad boy off. Now it's coming back to the cutting. Alright. Let's go ahead. Oh, the sun's already coming out. Oops, sorry, guys. The sun is coming out, which is good sunlight for me. Let me put these up. Alright, sorry. Oh yeah, that's all my mess. Alright, now, if you see a little bit of craziness right there, you know, you can go ahead and clean it up, you know. And just remember, you want to stay on the size of your A block. So I'll have to cut that. Let me cut that off real quick. Alright, got that one. And I have not cut the middle, so obviously it's still, everything is still intact. And like I said, just go all the way around. There's another little piece right here I need to do. So you want to go ahead and just do all 4 sides before you cut the middle. Alright, so let me go ahead and do this. And I'll go ahead and clean up the other sides. And I'm going to go, and then I'll go ahead and just cut right in the middle. You know, obviously to cut right in the middle, corner to corner. Bam! And your lines are already 1/4 inch on both sides. Your thread's already 1/4 inch on both sides, so you should not hit it. Not unless if you're sewing with one hand like I am, or like I did. So you just want to be real careful. And then press open both sides, and then I will get back on that part. Okay, now we're done pressing them and all that good stuff. So here's the 2 squares, the 2 new squares. Once we're done, cut them in half, even it out, all that good stuff. This is the one that we're going to use. This one we can just put with the pile of over there. Now it's time to go ahead and sew that with that row. And what I've been doing is I've been doing a row by row. So so here's one row. Well, this is actually the last row. So I've just been going row by row, and every time that I'm done with one row and then done with the other row, then I put the 2 rows together. So, and then you always want to make sure that you match them up from the corners, yeah, the crossings. So with this one, and then when you, ooh, it's all wrinkly, and when you sew them together, just sew them, you know, obviously end to end. There's no seams to match up other than the beginning and the end. It's not until, like I said, when you're going to put two columns together that you want these seams to match up. So, oh Lord. Let me go ahead, get this. Like I said, this is where it's going to be at. Right there. And then just sew them right there. Bam. 1/4 inch all the way down. And I will be back. Let me go ahead and sew this up. Alright. And there it is. I just sewed it. Just sewed it right there. 1/4 inch. Bam. Right there. 1/4 inch all the way down. Pressed it out. And I just, obviously I went on ahead. I had to straighten all these out. All these bad boys. And then last but not least, putting these together with the whole body. And it's, you know, like I said, it's the same thing. You know, you're putting squares together. And super easy. You know, just match up, God bless it. Just match up the corners. Match up the seams is the only part where you're really going to have to pay attention on the seams right here. Match that up right there. Bam. Same thing all the way through. Okay, and if you need to put pins to make sure that you're in the intersection, put pins. If you're fucking badass and just go straight through, just make sure that you nest it and have it all the way through. I'm gonna go ahead and sew this together with the body, and I'll be right back. All right. Here is my first intersection, just to kind of help y'all out. For the ones that doesn't really know how or what I'm talking about nesting and sewing and keeping a straight line and blah blah blah. Okay, so here's the bottom. Oops, sorry guys. So here's the bottom one. Okay, there's my intersection right there. Here's the top one. Here's my intersection. Put those two intersections together like so. Bam. This top one. Ooh, God bless it, you little piece of crap. This right here, this little flappy thing, that's going that way. Right? The one on the bottom, that flappy thing, is going to be going down. So once one goes up, the other one goes down. Why are you moving? Why are you still moving? There you go. Okay. You want them to nest. Nesting means that there's no gap in between them, that everything's all nice and good. Why are you still moving? There we go. Okay. So we got all that. Make sure that all of this is lined up and everything is lined up. And then just go on in. Bam. There. You got your first intersection done. And then just keep on going. Keep on going to the next intersection. Like I said, I think for the people that are just learning how to sew or you know, still learning how to sew, I would definitely recommend pinning them or using wonder clips. Come on, you piece of shit. There. Sorry guys. But me, I really don't pin, only if I feel like it or if I'm not too confident. But you know, same thing. There's the two little things, and then just kind of go on through. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and match up all the intersection, nest up all the intersection, and then I'm gonna go ahead and press them, you know, going down or whichever way that y'all have. That's what you want to do on the pressing. So, and then I guess that's it. That's it for this quilt, or for the top. And I'll see if I could try to hang it up or figure out how to show y'all like the outcome of it, which I actually kind of like it. So there we go. Let me finish this last row, and I'll show you the last piece. All right. And here it is. The square in a square. Square. So I did all that. That's pretty cool. So now I'm just gonna put it together, quilt it, and then call up the new owner. Let her know what it is. So, alright, I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all like it. Hope it's something different. Like I said, I tried to find it on YouTube, and obviously I couldn't, so now I had to make my own. So hopefully this will help me out in the future when I'm like, oh, how do I make this? So I guess that's it, and I will talk to y'all in the next. Peace.